Hello, my name is Don and welcome to episode 41 of my Football Manager Let's Play with Blackburn Rovers. Today we are taking on Chelsea in the FA Cup. It's called it the 6th round, I call it the quarter final. Regardless, that is what we're doing today. Since the Burnley game where we won 3-2, we won 2-0 against Crystal Palace, own goal from that lad and a goal from our young player Peter Marsden. It was a good performance. And a 3-2 defeat to Newcastle. We're 2-0 up, comfortably cruising. They got one back and then 2 late goals to win the game. Very disappointing overall. Subs in that game were where we were let down. Not got the back. Really got the strength and depth that we had to make the subs that we did, so that we had a team for this game. We've got a very tough run coming up. We've got Tottenham, Arsenal in the league in the next 2 games. Then we've got Southampton a little bit down the line. They're a good team as well. And then we finish off at away to Man City. So our run-in is a difficult run-in. Excuse me. Hopefully we can make it work. The other thing I'm going to note is I've just realised that I've ended up with 2 episode 38s on my channel. I apologise for that, guys. I've been ill with tiredness. That's why I've not had any videos up. That shouldn't have been an issue then, but it's been a typing error. And then because I've recorded after I've had a video already up, I went off the number that was on YouTube. So this should be 42, but it's going to be 41. It should be normal from now on. We'll just end up with 2 episode 38s on the channel. Hopefully you can live with that. I've already selected my team. We'll go into that in just a second. Again, apologies for not uploading in a while. I've been really ill. I did have some Motorsport Manager recorded, but even editing it has just been hard with how tired I've been. So I'm hoping now that I'm starting to feel a bit better, we can start getting that out. I'm going to record this episode, then I'm going to edit all the Motorsport Manager episodes, so at least something will go up if worst comes to worst and I'm unable to record again for whatever reason. But I do need to get some Football Manager content going as well. I've also decided we're going to stay with Blackburn. I'm going to embed the idea that I had for a temporary series into my series for FM18. That will be a fairly easy translate over. It's not going to change the challenge I had for that too much. It's just a little added bit of challenge that will add a bit more excitement to the series, in my opinion. So we're staying with Blackburn all the way through until FM18 now. Talking of that, you really should pre-order that at some point soon. If you haven't already, I need to do that. I'm going to do that as soon as I've recorded this game, because I've just remembered about that. But there's basically a very good bonus. I can't remember the exact discount, but if you own FM17, it's a fairly big discount. And if you don't own FM17, it's worthwhile buying FM17 to then buy FM18, because it works out slightly cheaper again still, with the discount to FM17 and then the discount to FM18. I think it works at about £2 cheaper. It's not a big discount, but it's still something. In the end, doing a decent result here against Chelsea would do us good. It's obviously a cup game, so it's not a disaster. It's not the end of our season. It's the end of our sort of competitive season. I think we've done just about enough to avoid relegation, but we've probably maybe a bit of a sweat towards the end as the teams lower than us maybe have easier run-ins to come in. That's a good ball for Davy Klaassen. David Rhea stands tall. But overall, very, very happy with how this season has gone. Going forward, I'm looking for 2 strikers, at least 1. Looking for another centre back, wing back depth. I know we've got a lot of young wing backs that we're trying to develop, but it might be better to send them out on loan rather than try and develop them at the club, because there's 3 of them. They're not getting the game time they need anyway. And it maybe be a bit more beneficial to bring a ready-made guy in for the team, as Higuain puts it in the back of the net, unfortunately for Chelsea. Started well, we've lasted 18 minutes at Stamford Bridge without conceding. It's a decent start. The other thing I've got coming forward is we have another FM experiment. Sorry, my brain's just not working, so I'm trying to think of the words to bring out. Got another FM experiment coming out. That has been recorded for a little while, but just not again had the chance to edit it, and I would need to make a thumbnail for that as we pick up a penalty here. Paul McDonald fouled, he's picked up a knock as well, which isn't good. It's a bruised thigh, he should be able to play on with that. So we're going to keep on and So for that reason, I didn't upload it yet. It will be uploaded hopefully tomorrow. Look forward to that. There's got to be a part of a sort of like an experiment series. I'm not going to release too much information on that just now. You'll have to wait and see, but please check it out. I think it'll be a very interesting watch, at least in my opinion anyway. I was very impressed with the results when recording it. Very surprised as well in terms of how it went. It was a mixed bag, shall we say, but was surprising. This game we're now 1-0 with that penalty from Riyad Boudebouz as David Rea saves David Klassen's header. It's been a very good first half this for us. To be 1-0 35 minutes in is good. I know it was a penalty that's got us to 1-0, but you know what, I'm not going to complain too much. It's a decent ball and it's Higuain again. It's gone in near post. You've got to be covering that near post, Rea. Had about 4 defenders around him as well. The fact that he's been able to turn and get that off and put it in at the near post, can't maybe blame Rea too much for. You have to blame him for it going in the near post, but you can't maybe blame him too much overall. He's got so many players in this sort of vicinity who ought to get time to turn and shoot isn't acceptable in the first place. FA Cup's a tournament I'm not that bothered about in general, but it would be nice to win it. We didn't win the Scottish Cup when we were with Rangers. It's the only thing we missed when we were Rangers domestically, so that was a shame. So it would be nice to add an FA Cup on, and it is always nice to have a cup run, but I'm not that overly bothered for it if we don't. But hopefully we can add an FA Cup before the end of the series. Zuma to Klassen, Christensen, that's a decent ball for Higuain again. He's running amok there and that's his hat-trick now. Said it was a good first half 5 minutes ago, now it's a bad first half. To be going in 3-1 down. But we're against one of the best strikers in the world in Gonzalo Higuain. Absolutely lethal finisher. And he's just lost his man there. And Fulton can't recover. And he beats Rea again near post. Got to be doing better at that near post, David. I know you're not the biggest keeper in the world, but you do tend to be good in those situations. Historically, since moving up, you've struggled in them, but hopefully that's just an adjustment phase you're going through. Ivan, McDonnell, it's beaten away. Ivan again, it comes to Crivelli, it's in the back of the net, but it's offside. I think the initial pass might have been for Paul McDonnell, who's left it for Crivelli. But this is a strong Chelsea side we're taking on as well, of course, so it's not the most ideal thing. Kovalenko, Higuain, Rea saves. It's a good save from David Rea. 2 minutes left of injury time. Excuse me for coughing as we're playing it down the left hand side. I can't imagine much more highlights here, but this came a bit early as Masonda. It's been a bad 10 minutes, this, hasn't it? How do you stop such a bad rut, as it would seem? Also, apologies, my commentary is probably not the best today. Out of the habit of recording. Tried recording Motorsport Manager a couple of times while I was ill. Felt the quality wasn't there. So even when trying to do, I realised that I wasn't doing things to a level of standard that I would normally expect of myself. So I'm hoping that I'm still going to release the videos, but I'm hoping that it's not too detrimental in terms of viewing quality. Mostly because it's came on Motorsport Manager and I record everything. I try and show you guys everything on that, so it feels the right thing to do is to still put it up. Aspilicueta. Don't even know how to stop this now. It just seems every time they've attacked in the past 10 minutes the ball's gone in the back of the net. And also, I said Jay Fulton before. Jay Fulton's not even playing. We're playing Ben Gibson in that position because he was knackered. Okay, let's give them a run down. We're bringing on Lee Gregory. I want to go that way. What role are you playing? Go with you as a target man on support and you as a complete forward on attack. Anyone else having a shocker? Casarini, you can come off for Jack Evans. The game's gone, so I don't know why I'm really doing this. I'm just trying to inject something into the game in our favour. We were doing so well as well, to only be 1-0 down, to get back to 1-0 via the penalty. But then look out the game, as we do now. Jeremy Pide, Wharton, Jeremy Pide again, it's poor. Kovalenko blocks and beats him to the punch. Evans blocks it but only falls as far as Matic. Higuain, Klaassen, Masonda. Shows that these bigger teams are able of carving us open anytime they want to if they are in the mood. We're not anywhere near at that level yet. We're getting there, I think, and we will get there by the end of this series. But I think it's a good 2 or 3 seasons away at least before we're competing with these guys on a level. Boodaboos, it's been an absolutely stellar signing in January. Jeremy Pide, David Ivan on the volley, it's over the bar. Felt like that was the moment. Courtois out to Caldara. Excuse my voice going again. Masonda, Klaassen, Kovalenko. Over for Higuain again. Ben Gibson on the usher, but it's Scott Wharton who gets the tackle in. Jeremy Pide, Lee Gregory, player who I'm really hoping to get rid of in the summer. Scott Wharton, Jack Evans. It's cleared away. Evans knocks it down to Boodaboos. Ivan, Crivelli, Boodaboos, Lee Gregory. Probably been our best attack for a good while. It's an interesting attack. Gregory has to be doing better than that with that kind of effort. We're going to make one more sub. We're going to bring on Martin Gibson. This is just let a young lads have a run out. Martin Gibson's been very impressive in the early part of the season, not so much in the second half when Boodaboos came in, and that was maybe because Boodaboos has been a big step up in terms of the options we had, and Ali Crawford sort of came on it again when he's had a chance, but I still want to give the lad game time as Boodaboos sends an Ivan for Gregory. It's one back. We can fist pump a goal regardless of it being 5-2. But Boodaboos, he does this so much more than any other midfielder I've had in this save, as he just finds that neat little pass better than anyone else. It's been an extremely good signing for the value paid, and to have the option of being able to get rid of Henderson, Crawford and Ben Arfa has been good. We did obviously get rid of one of them, but only on loan. I'm hoping that we can offload maybe probably all 3 of them in the summer and bring in someone else, or Martin Gibson becomes the backup. We've got another couple of young lads as well, as Lee Gregory has enough effort. Name going completely wrong there. Courtois, equal to it this time though. Again, looking at this team, and the thing is, I need another centre back. I know I need another centre back because Jay Fulton isn't at the level that we need, but he's an outstanding player when he shows up. He's one of those guys who isn't good enough for this level, but in reality he turns up and gives 8s out of 10s most weeks. It's the guy that you're usually guaranteed to have in team of the week at the end of the week as well. The problem is he's just not this level, so as much an 8.0 for him is not good enough for the Premiership in my opinion. He makes, and you see it in games, the balls over the top in particular I think is where he struggles, and that's where we concede a lot of our goals. And Wharton and Digboot are still developing. They will be good enough for this level eventually, but they're not at that level to look after someone who isn't really good enough yet. Crivelli though, putting the ball in the back of the net. 5-3 now, much better second half performance here from us. Martin Gibson, good pass to Lee Gregory. Gregory finding the pass to Crivelli. Doesn't get much time. Shoots. Courtois maybe should do better. It goes underneath his body. Just can't get down in time. Or he's misjudged the height that the ball's coming at. And it's in the back of the net. Higuain though, already had his hat-trick rather, should I say, and he's still going for more. He's a hungry striker, Gonzalo Higuain. Ben Gibson clears it away. Matore, or however that's pronounced. Kovalenko. Higuain's on the ground. Never like to see a player getting injured, but I'm kind of glad to see that in this game. As Jack Evans just goes and gets himself sent off. That wasn't ideal, Jack. It's another player that I'm probably going to sell. He's developed not the way I kind of hoped he would in this series. I still want to give him maybe another year, but at the same time, I'm not sure if he's going to make it, so it might be worthwhile cashing in on him in the summer rather than waiting any more time. Matic to Cuadrado. Oh, he's burnt him. He's fallen to Collier. There's no point in that. If I'd got one more and not had the red card, I'd probably got an attack and try and get back into the game. Unfortunately now I think it's just damage limitation. I know it's a cup game, you probably still should, but morale in this game is oh so important that I don't want to kill the morale trying to chase a game and conceding 10. It's been an absolute shocking performance defensively from Digby, Wharton, Pied. Charlie Taylor's not been much better, neither has Ben Gibson. It's just one of those days at the office where it's not gone well. Charlie Taylor into Martin Gibson, Lee Gregory, Crivelli, Courtois equal to that shot that he should have been equal to in all fairness, but a decent effort from Crivelli from distance. Charlie Taylor whips in the corner. It's back post, Ben Gibson can't win it as Laporte knocks it out for another Blackburn corner. Charlie Taylor switches to the other side to take this one, and in it goes again. It looks like that is Courtois all day long. And he plays it upfield. Hopefully we don't get any counter. Yeah, they're pretty much. Oh my dear God. Jeremy Pied. Higuain saves. Ben Gibson gets it away. Higuain shoots. David Rea saves. And Ben Gibson gets it away. What a touch from Jeremy Pied to let him in there though. Matic, Kovalenko, Klaassen, and that is an awful effort from Kovalenko. It's a Blackburn goal kick. 6-3 to Chelsea. Fairly game. Can we just sub off Jeremy Pied and play with 9 men? I think it would be better. Charlie Taylor into Digby. Back to Charlie Taylor. Digby towards Gregory, but he just stands there. I always like how the game blames the passer for those ones, rather than the receiver for standing there waiting on the ball coming when they need to go to the ball because the guy steps in front of them. Higuain, and great save from Rea, just got a fingertip to it to tip it over the bar. Looks like this game's going to end 6-3. It's going to end our cup run. Thought that was going in there, and Laporte foul in there. That, for me, it's given a foul for back here. Maybe it wasn't then. It seemed like he went in two-footed there to get the ball. Already on a yellow. I'm going to go aggressive because I was a bit frustrated with that. But second half was better than the first. We did improve. When will we be back? We'll come back for Spurs. So we'll come back next week for the Spurs, which will be the next episode. And then we'll come back the following one for Arsenal, and then probably back for Man City. So that gives us 3 more episodes this season. It's a fair nice time to round off a season and move on to the next one, I think. And we get the 3 big games that we've got, well, the 3 hardest games that we've got left. So I'm not expecting to pick up any points from these next 3 games that we've got on stream camera. So big games that we've got are the 4 that are sort of in between: Swansea, Southampton, Wolves and West Brom. That's where we need to pick up our points, but I think you guys would much rather see Spurs, Arsenal or Man City games, because they're the games that we want to be benchmarking ourselves against. Much like today's 6-3 humiliation from Chelsea. Anyway guys, thank you very much for watching. If you liked, a like and subscribe is always appreciated, and I'll hopefully catch you all next time.